The number one thing I'm looking for is curiosity. And honestly, it's how are they approaching their ability to learn? I mean, if you're not curious, you're screwed.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Ad Podcast, the first of Cannes. Early birds get the worms.
I'm the first? I feel so special. Thank you, Dylan.
This is Shachar Scott, the CMO of Sunbit. Thanks so much for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do at Sunbit, and what brought you to Cannes this year.
I've been at the intersection of marketing and technology for 25 years, and I joined Sunbit 6 months ago to lead marketing. Company has been around for 10 years, and we're really trying to help unlock the best way to pay. So we're a personalized finance platform, and I'm the first CMO that the company has ever had, and we're on this amazing growth trajectory. Incredible company, building the brand from the ground up, really 0 to 1, and really getting them ready for the next phase of growth.
I love it. Yeah. So the CMO title is shrinking a lot at organizations these days, but they decided to create it for you. What do you feel as the first CMO at Sunbit in a 10-year-old company? It's not like they're not a startup anymore. Why do you think they thought it was time to bring the CMO role in?
Yeah, it's a great question. So they have done all of their customer acquisition at point of sale.
Interesting.
So all the merchants that they have, 200,000 associates around the world, 40,000 locations, have all acquired customers, 5.5 million customers, happy customers. 60% have gotten multiple products from us around the world. All of our financial solutions are personalized for the customers, and people really find that we are meeting them at the point of when they really need us. And so that has worked for a very long time. And as we're looking to expand both the product offering, the portfolio, and the relationship that we have with a customer from point of sale to that everyday kind of top of wallet, we need a relationship with them that really transcends.
It's not transaction-based.
Correct.
That isn't somehow kind of aided by a partner or aided by a merchant, et cetera.
Yeah, and also takes that relationship that kind of originates at the point of trust and really takes them through all of their everyday purchase needs. That is brand building.
Yeah,
and
totally.
So they really waited until they needed a marketer, which I think is awesome. And that was why I was so excited to join them, is because it wasn't a janitor marketing job. Come in and clean this up. It was come in and build.
It's foundational.
Totally.
That's amazing.
And so really feel very lucky.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your Cannes this year. It's a short pre-Cannes, day -1 and day 0 Cannes. I've never heard of that before, but I'm here for it.
It was my fun fact last night at dinner.
They're like, oh, just getting the week started. No, just wrapping up.
Yep.
Were you able to get, I mean, we were kind of talking a little bit off camera, but it's kind of wild how Cannes, at least since I've been coming, I've only been 3 times, but it's very much bleeding into, the beginning of the week and people, I feel like, completely abandoning Friday, like even more so now. But what were you able to do in, just 2 short pre-days of Cannes? Yeah.
So this is, I think, my 11th Cannes.
Nice.
Which is why I feel really confident only being here for 48 hours. And so I arrived Saturday, and yesterday I went to the CMO Summit up at this gorgeous chateau with the Virtuoso League, and the Dieter brothers hosted this incredible event, this beautiful space. And it was, CMOs from around the world, $1 trillion worth of buying power.
Wow.
And we had a very productive conversation around leadership, around our teams, around how do you lead through the transformation that's happening in the industry right now, how the role of marketer has really evolved to, driving meaningful growth, sustainable growth, and the relationships that we need to have within organizations in order to be successful. And then we went to dinner with Shelley Zallis and Talia Bender Small at the Female Quotient. Was absolutely gorgeous. There were about 80 women.
Wow, that's so
on
cool.
the rooftop of the Martinez.
Let's
and
go.
Rachel Zoe was there. Allison Satter hosted this incredible dinner, and it was just phenomenal to see so many women coming together around community and talking about the power of the pack and what it takes to really support each other in this industry. And, saw some friends across the Croisette, and I'm wrapping up with you.
Let's go.
So I feel very productive. I feel inspired. And yeah, I'm bummed I'm not being able to walk the floor this year because that is one of my favorite things to do. But,
You can always scan that with a media pass at home.
Totally.
Right? Yeah.
And last year I think I did 17 speaking engagements.
Wow.
I'm good.
That's awesome.
There's always next year.
Totally.
But yeah.
So what are some of the top things on your mind as a recently started CMO in a new role? What are some things that you're really giving a lot of headspace to?
So I'd say two things. One is I'm building a team. And so how does that kind of team come together? How are we, thinking about the future of team structures, especially given how efficient teams can be now with tools and different platforms. Sophistication of tech now enables us to do things that we weren't able to do 6 months ago, a year ago. But, human judgment and human experience doesn't get replaced by AI. And so really shaping the team, building a culture, building the future of what do I want that team to be, and the vision, all that has been a huge priority for me because I inherited a team and I'm also building a team around that. Yeah. And then the second is the brand. So the brand has been around for a decade, and I'm working.
It's a great name.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that. We're looking at all the things.
Nice. Maybe even a rebrand, huh?
Yes. Yeah, definitely a rebrand, and considering kind of the equity that has been built in the name as well. And working with an agency called Special Guest, who I've known for 2 decades. Aaron Duffy is the chief creative officer and co-founder of that company. Incredible, brilliant, creative visionary. And they've been helping us build the narrative, the strategy, the brand itself, and that is really exciting. So we're in this trademarking phase right now, and waiting for that to come through, and we'll also accelerate part of our roadmap so that when we launch the new brand, it'll also come with a whole bunch of new features, a whole bunch of new products and solutions customized for our customers.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Awesome. You alluded to, as you're assembling a new team, kind of AI nativism, I guess, for a lack of a better word, or kind of as a key skill set as you think about people being able to do more with less. Have, what you're looking for in new hires changed over the last year to be more forward-thinking in that regard?
Yeah, I think the number one thing I'm looking for is curiosity. And honestly, it's how are they approaching their ability to learn? If you're not curious, you're screwed. And I think, you can't not function right now and be productive and be effective and also be a leader and think about what's happening every single day. It's changing so much. I just saw actually a friend on the Croisette yesterday who created an app for his daughter this week. He vibe coded it in 30 minutes so that she would be productive this week.
Wow.
And in lieu of camp and in lieu of all, she's 13, and he created tasks for her and different, things that she could complete and earn points and earn rewards. And that would not have been possible. And so I want team members that are hungry to learn and ambitious and have an attitude towards wanting to create using tools and are not afraid of it. I think if you're afraid of it, you're going to get left behind.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah. I think, just that, it's just unlocked such people who just were not skilled in things like, I remember I always had an idea for a video in my head for my little sales consulting agency that if I ever could, I would make a commercial, but it would cost me $20,000 to do. And then I remember one weekend I just made it on my own using Adobe Firefly, and it wasn't quite, something that I was ready to put out into the world, but it was probably 95% of the way there,
Yeah.
And so, it really has democratized creativity in a way, I think,
yeah.
like where mediums and executions have all been kind of broken down. And really, if you can imagine it, if you can think it, there's probably a good possibility that you could do it on your own, or at least get it to, a usable level or a proof of concept or MVP in a way where you can express yourself to professionals who can maybe take it to, custom, like audience ready capabilities, right?
I totally agree. And I think that craft is relative, right? And I think that it's, being able to move fast right now is just as important. And that doesn't take away, because we are here at Cannes Lion, and it is about creativity and craft, and how people are able to tell stories for brands and connect with consumers in meaningful ways. But it doesn't mean that it has to cost millions of dollars and take years to do it, months to do it, because now you can move a lot faster and still have that level of craft that is good enough to tell beautiful stories.
Yeah. So, and then just timelines completely flattening. Like, I talked to a client, or I talked to somebody on the podcast who runs an AI company, and they call it marketing orchestration, I guess. It's because there's a lot of fancy new buzzwords these days too. But
I'm sure there's going to be 100 more this week that you're going to have a new glossary for your podcast.
But I do. But the thing that was poignant is he was talking about iterative marketing, personalized marketing campaigns through email channels. That a bank used to run, which took them 6 weeks to go from concept to putting in front of consumers. And like that timeline went from 6 weeks to 6 hours. So we're talking about radical flattening of timelines to almost instant, or in some cases 24 hours that used to take days, weeks, or months, allowing for the idea of like experimentation and small testing to be done almost in real time. Is that changing the way that you're thinking as a marketer, just how fast you can deploy a campaignable idea? Like if you can think it, you can almost be ready to get out into the world, in somewhat instantaneous speeds.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think, even the origin of the company actually started because the founder went to Costco with his 4 kids in tow in Chicago. He's an immigrant and went to apply for a credit card. And 10 minutes later, they asked him a whole bunch of questions, ridiculous questions, and he got declined.
Wow.
Even though he had plenty of money.
Yeah.
And, the way that the financial industry is today, majority of people, 60 to 70%, get declined at that point of sale.
And those are for retail partnership cards, essentially.
Yes,
in most instances.
yes, and also for point of sale financing, like buy now, pay later, which is why we started the company.
Yeah.
And he said there has to be a better way.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
So one of the co-founders is like one of the godfathers of machine learning, and created a way to assess the person not just based on their credit score. And we do it instantly. So 0.0003 seconds. You get instantly approved, and we approve almost everyone. So we have over 90% approval rates. And it's because we look at your whole financial history. We look at everything and say, what does Dylan need today? And do it in a way that doesn't put Dylan in a compromising position.
Yep.
No fees, no predatory amounts, and it's really customized for tailored for your needs. And so that speed is built into the company.
That's right. That's
and
wild.
So everyone that needs a solution from us expects that. And at the same time, our marketing needs to also meet the customer where they are. The messaging, the way that we are able to find the right solution for them, it needs to feel intuitive. It needs to feel seamless. It needs to be designed with that ease in mind. And so, I expect our marketing to be over 90% accurate and also that fast.
Yep.
And so that when they're looking for the right thing, it's in their pocket, or it's at the point of sale, or the associate's able to communicate the right solution to that customer. And I do think that people want instant. We feel that in our feeds. We feel that in the pocket with this thing.
Uber-tized and Amazon one-click.
Amazon,
I mean,
Yeah.
it
I
is
need it now.
kind of a verb, right? At this point, where
Totally.
it's like our expectations are everything should be easy and fast.
Yeah.
And if it isn't, then it's like not worth my time.
Totally. And I think there's a utility about it, but there is also there's a sophistication in it too, because especially if it's personalized, then you know it's for you, and then you know that it is right.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. And so I think the marketing should feel that way too. And because of machine learning, because of AI, we can do that now.
Yeah, and AI is really only accelerating that expectation from the consumer too, right? That everything should be instant. Like if I can, I did this week I asked all of my calendars through Gemini, who am I interviewing this week? Gave me a huge list, and then instantly created a infographic that was cool that I could throw up on LinkedIn and be like, here's everybody I'm going to see this week. And
that's amazing.
Yeah, and that was something that would in the past would have taken designers and copywriting and QAing and looking, cross-referencing, and it's it's like that instantaneous. I love that idea of marketing needs to feel instant or feel it needs to mirror the user experience of the technology that we have the capability of offering consumers from a product perspective now.
Yeah, and the accuracy of it too. It has to be accurate, which is personalized.
Yeah.
So it has to feel like that message was for you. Otherwise, it's going to be irrelevant.
Yeah, it could personalization that just kind of, looks at cookie cutter, literally, no pun intended, cookie cutter things of what it thinks of you from, your web browsing history or some of these other things that can be flawed. It just isn't really acceptable in the mind of the consumer. They feel like if you don't get them, then you're probably not worth dealing with. Right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And that's been also just the great part. I mean, I've worked at a lot of really big tech companies, and what's been great about Sunbit the last few months, we have done a rebrand in 2 months. We've done a lot of things that at past companies I worked at have taken years.
Yeah, that's wild.
And that is also just the speed at which the business moves, and also the culture of what we're doing is requiring us to do it. So it's fun.
Love it. Well, if folks want to follow along as this new rebrand hits the streets, where do you want people to stay in touch with you or learn more about what you're up to these days?
Well, you can always follow me on LinkedIn or at sunbit.com for now.
Let's go. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you
as
so much,
always.
Dylan.
Pleasure.
On YouTube, finding the right audience to build a media plan requires hours of research. And optimizing campaigns is time-consuming and a bit of a guessing game. That's why we built technology to do it for you. Strike Social.